Hi everybody, this is Robert and Andre from the Riverside Boutique Hotel in Hout Bay, and this is our weekly We're Gonna Make It promise to you.
And we are broadcasting to you at the end of week 1 of the COVID-19 lockdown, which has more or less brought the world as we've always experienced it to an end within a few days. And there's been, you've probably heard also the last week, there's been chatter about whose fault and where and why, and does this mean the end of the world, and philosophers and all sorts of people jumping onto the bandwagon. And that's not why we are talking to you this afternoon, but we want to quickly try and emphasize one particular aspect and make one promise to you. And the aspect is this: suddenly everything that we thought was permanent and to be taken for granted was taken away from us, and we found we didn't have it anymore. Rob, you used to take our dogs at Riverside for a walk on Llandudno Beach every couple of times each week. What does it mean suddenly not being able to do that, for example?
Big frustration, and I feel very sorry for them.
Yeah, I think they don't understand it, but they're probably also regretting the state of play that we're in. And a thing, for example, from my side that I've only realized this last week is how much I love driving to work in the morning along the coast road. The coast road between Hout Bay and Cape Town CBD has got to be one of the most beautiful drives in the world, and I do not have that anymore. And suddenly it's gone. And I think one of the things that has just dawned on me or come home very strongly is that nothing is permanent. I think that's the one lesson that we've learned this week, is that suddenly the things that we just thought would be there and would be there forever aren't there anymore. That's kind of quite an important aspect of this whole lot.
And that is very, very scary to a lot of people. Fear is a big factor here.
Yeah. I've spoken to so many people this week, and sometimes the topic is, what if this lockdown is extended by another 3 weeks or a month and that sort of thing, and we start talking about retrenchment and unemployment, and all of those things are happening. But you know something, Robin, you and I have had that discussion a few times this week, is just this: the fact that we suddenly don't have a whole lot of things, to me, focuses the attention on gratitude with a capital G, that which we have, we must appreciate and we must be grateful for it while we have it. And you know what's difficult to me, I don't know how you've coped with this, is how does one encourage that sort of gratitude during these days of lockdown through which we are living?
I think there's such a lot that you can just look around you, everything that you see, you have to be grateful for. Because just imagine if it wasn't there.
Sure. I think, for example, sitting here where you and I are, we're looking out on a beautiful garden, which we still have, and I did a bit of work in the garden this morning, and I was thinking to myself, imagine if I didn't have that. I'm sure many people are confined at home in a flat, small little flat, 1 or 2 bedrooms. How are they coping? And I think to myself, we are incredibly lucky to have all these flower beds and all these flowers and stuff I planted this morning, and compost and the like. I've got a mild backache as a result of my exertions, but I'm so grateful to have had that opportunity. Mention a couple of things that you've experienced these last few days that you find are a cause for gratitude.
I was thinking about a simple thing as the toilet. If we didn't have toilets and there's people that can't come and make your toilet, you would like to go to your garden. If you didn't have a garden, then what? And just the fact that you and I still got one another, and all of a sudden the whole staff came together and we're doing gym in the mornings. It's creating a tremendous team spirit. Families are getting back together again. So yeah, it's got its positive points as well.
Yeah, I think we're very lucky at Riverside. We've got 8 members of the staff that live on the property, and I really have gotten to be grateful for that. It's something that you don't even think about. You take for granted until you get to a stage when the people around you, you're isolated from them, except the ones that you live with. And for that reason, we started our gym in the morning, and I think some of us have struggled a little bit more, and we've found that our muscles are not what they used to be, but that's been a really great way of starting each day for all of us. So here's the message that I think you and I said we're going to include in this little broadcast. We're going to make a promise. And the promise to me is this. One of the things that coronavirus 2020 has taught us is the importance of person-to-person reaction and interaction. There is no substitute for that. And the reason I say that is this, that, up until a short while ago, we were great. You can have your Facebook friends and you can talk to people on Zoom, etc., etc., and we can still do that. We can still, this week, I got in touch with a couple of my friends, a couple of my work colleagues by Zoom. It is not a substitute for sitting face to face, looking somebody in the eyes and actually interacting with them physically. And that's maybe one of the lessons that come out of this, is the importance of person-to-person contact.
If I was very spiritual, I would just say amen to that. For the first time yesterday, my cousin and myself could sit eye to eye and chat about a problem which has been worrying me for 5 or 10 years, and all of a sudden we could sort it out, and I could see the distrust in her eyes and how I could change that over to a positive thing. And it was the most wonderful experience.
Yeah. I've got the same. I'll give you a stupid example. My rowing buddy, I won't mention his name because he's one of those shy, withdrawn types, but you know that we've gone rowing probably since about 1990. It's been a regular Sunday morning thing, and often when the wind is up and the waves aren't looking good, then we go and drink coffee. Suddenly that's not there anymore, and the lack of that person-to-person contact has been very, very, it's been something that I've missed, something that it's almost as though there's a small hole in my week-to-week existence. So here's our promise, we at Riverside. When this crisis is over, and I say when because it is going to be over, we are going to live through this. The humankind has gone through other things. Rob, we were talking about the Spanish flu of 1918 and 1920. It killed 50 million people. Go and look it up on Google. It infected 1/3 of the world, and it killed 3 times as many people as were killed on the battlefields of World War I. We will get through this, but here's the important thing that we are making as a promise from Riverside to the Hout Bay community and the Cape Town community, and that is, when coronavirus and when the lockdown is behind us, we are going to do everything possible to get that sense of community and the opportunities of participating in face-to-face communities to promote that once again as part of our lifestyle.
Absolutely. And the suggestion would be?
Well, the one thing that we were talking about, and here's a promise to all of you, our friends out there in Hout Bay or within driving distance of Hout Bay, once a month, first Monday of each month at Riverside, at 7 o'clock each Monday evening, we are going to have a gratitude hour. And we want people to join us and come along for that hour. We're not selling anything. We don't want you to buy anything. We don't want you to book a function. We want you to come along and join us in that hour where we're not punting any philosophy, any religion, any political doctrine, nothing. We want to just join with other people in thinking about the stuff around us that we have to be grateful for. So I want to take it one step further. Thinking about our opportunities. You and I, Rob, took part in the Hout Bay Community Choir last year at Christmas time. We know there's hiking clubs. We know there are people that go out rowing. There are beach walks. There are wine clubs. There are networking breakfasts. There are many things that have suddenly been taken away from us, opportunities of interacting with people. And I think we can all make this promise to ourselves that those community hours are something that we are going to take part in to the maximum extent possible when contact with our fellow human beings is once again something that we're allowed to indulge in. There is no substitute for face-to-face contact with your fellow man wherever you can find other members of your community. So think about that. Think about it. You might decide that it's not worthwhile, But if it's a lesson, then take it with you through these days and promise yourself when you get back to normal life that you're going to look for opportunities of being part of communities, whatever those communities might be. And as I say, we hope to also start seeing as many of our friends as possible at those Monday evening gratitude sessions. So it's been great talking, and I hope that those of you that have listened have found some words of comfort in what we've been chatting about. We're going to try and do this once a week during the lockdown period to just chat things that are on our mind and put them out there on the various audio platforms that we'll be using. And we hope to hear from you. Keep well and stay safe.
Yes, and to finalize this message, please, you can leave your comments below in the description of those portals that's got them, and if you want to send us a personal message, please feel free to do so. Till next time.
Cheers.